Hi, my name is Jamin Goecker. I'm a realtor in South Central Alaska, and my mission is to help people build intentional, significant legacies for themselves and their families by coaching them in real estate. Now, a big part of that is making sure that I keep you updated on what is going on in the local real estate market. Today, we're going to be focusing on Alaska as a whole, how we've done in the past month, looking from about the beginning of September up to the current time, beginning of October 2020. So there are a lot of moving metrics here and a lot of moving pieces to this market. So this has kind of been a really fascinating thing to look at. So there's some stuff in here that enlightened even me. So I look forward to talking about it in more detail. Before we get started though, make sure you do give this video a like. And if you do have any questions, make sure you post those in the comment section down below. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it.
The first thing we're going to look at is just the total overall number of active listings we have on the market throughout the entire state. This is going to be including all the markets, including the big ones like Anchorage, the MatSu Valley, Eagle River, kind of those bigger ones. So everything put together here from that 1 month time period from the beginning of September to the beginning of October compared to the same time period last year, we're seeing a significant decrease. As you can see here, we have just shy of 3,500 were active last year. This year, just over 2,400. So that's going to be roughly about a 32% decrease in inventory, which is significant because that means that buyers have less options, which in turn means that there's going to be more competition for each one of the homes that are priced accordingly for when they do come onto the market. So that's the first thing. Secondly, this is huge, the number of properties that are under contract. Last year, overall for the entire state, it was about 547. Right now, 782. Same time period. This is the number of homes that are going under contract. Now, this is really significant because it means that even though we're going into a air quote slow time of the year, we're still seeing numbers that are pretty resonant of what you might see during the summer market. So this is really just more indicative of a market that's doing well and is moving along just fine. Pending ratio, this is really important because it just gives us an idea of, so keep in mind, let's go back over here. The total number of homes that are on the market, about a little over 2,400. The pending ratio just says that of these homes that are on the market, only about 57% of them are actually available for you, 57% of them are not available for you to go look at. In other words, only 43% of them are available. So this means that even though last year we were looking, we had more inventory, 36% of them were pending. This year, we have way less and way more of those that are on the market are already pending. So good stuff. Look at the number of new listings. This is staying pretty much the same, so we're not likely to see a huge surge in inventory anytime soon. So I know this is one metric that a lot of people are going to be interested in, and that is the total average sold price for the entire state. As a whole, for the state, during that 1 month time snippet, about 332,000, 33,000 was the average last year. This year, the average is going to be closer to about 343,000, 342,000, somewhere in there. So this is just what we would expect, that because we are seeing less inventory and of the inventory that is on the market, it's getting snapped up really quickly, that we would see an increase in the overall average price going up as well. So that's pretty in step with what we would expect. Days on market, I've discussed this in previous videos, but this just shows you that the days on market don't really change too much usually. It takes kind of a Herculean effort to really make any kind of dent in it, just because it does include all of the different price ranges, including the one that sold in 1 day in the 325 range versus, also kind of lumped in together with a multi-million-dollar mansion that's been sitting on the market for a couple of years. So this shows that we're seeing a huge decrease in the number of days on market.
Has this been useful for you so far? If it has, make sure that you do give it the video a like, obviously, but also if you're ready to start looking at options that are available here in the market, make sure you listen to this quick video talking about how to download my app and begin that search. But if you're not ready to do that, let's go and get on to the rest of the video today and talk about where the market's at.
Downloading my app is pretty simple. You simply scroll to the description section of my videos, click on the link there. It's going to take you to my website. From there, scroll down, hit download app. It'll take you to a place where you enter in your phone number, enter that in, click send link. It's going to text you a link to the App Store. And from there, you'll have to click on that, enter in your email address, and then it's going to register you to the app and you'll be able to start modifying your search. You can modify number of bedrooms, bathrooms, property type. You have a lot of modifications you can do on there, or just draw a shape to it. From there, you'll have the ability to go and just browse through, create your own specific saved searches on there that's going to make sense for you. Go ahead and add notes just so it makes sense. And that's going to be kind of the basic search capabilities. There are a lot of extra bonuses and things to this that make it really beneficial, like walking you through the entire process as a buyer or seller and giving you all the details that's involved with each one of those steps. So never at any point are you going to be lost in the process. So we've kind of just scratched the surface here, but that's just to get you started. All right, now let's go ahead and examine some of the specific real estate markets that we're looking at here, just so you can kind of compare apples to apples. So we have the Anchorage market over here, looking first off at the total number of actives. They saw a 22% drop in inventory. MatSu Valley, 36% drop in inventory. And down here in the Fairbanks North Star borough, saw a 56% drop in inventory. Keep in mind, Fairbanks is going to be a much smaller market, but that's still a pretty strong indicator, and it's going to have impacts for what's going on in the rest of their market. Looking over here at the number of new listings coming onto the market for Anchorage, 17% increase, so that's good as far as inventory goes. Looking at the number over here in the MatSu Valley, a 2% decrease. So we're seeing even though Anchorage is improving a little bit and the inventory is creeping up a bit, MatSu Valley is still continuing to be pretty low for the new listings. And Fairbanks is going to be pretty close to what their total number of homes are on the market. Because it's a smaller market, that's going to be a pretty dominant factor really throughout. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just skip right over here because I know this is going to be the piece that most people are going to be interested in, and look at the total average for what each one of these markets are. For Anchorage, during this time period, about 392,000. That's up 1% from about 385 the year before. Looking at the MatSu Valley, it's about 397. 297,000. This is actually going down a little bit from where it was the previous year at about 301,000. So that's kind of an interesting metric. I can't 100% explain that except say that we're seeing different houses that are selling during this time. Maybe they're a little bit on the lower end, more of the first-time home buyers that are trying to buy in that market. And so we're kind of seeing that reflected in the average sold price as a result. And just looking down here at Fairbanks, what we're seeing, I'm going a little cross-eyed here, but what we're seeing is that they were actually seeing about a 10% decrease in their sold price because they went from about 253 down to about 225. So that's definitely significant. And because it is kind of a smaller market, factors of what price ranges are going to be selling is going to be impacted a lot quicker than you're going to see in some of the bigger markets like Anchorage and the MatSu Valley. But this kind of gives you a little bit more feel on the nuances for the entire state. Obviously, you look at the rest of the state here, and it's just all over the place. It's kind of hard if we don't have a lot of data in a specific area to to really kind of gauge it. We can kind of look at the Kenai Peninsula a little bit. It's going to be in kind of the same ballpark, and they're seeing about 31% drop in inventory, 18% increase in the new listings. For the average sold price, they're one of the healthier ones. They actually did increase by 5% during this time period, from about 285 roughly to about 299,000.
So let's wrap all of this together then and summarize it all together in a nice clean package. So what we're seeing, inventory still remains low, and the market is still moving at a pace to where in normal years during the summertime, this is about what we would expect to see for the market movement. So if you are still considering getting your house on the market, you might be kind of on the fence about it. These are the numbers that are going to kind of inform your decision one way or the other. So all favorable indicators if you're looking at selling. If you're looking at buying, we can definitely make it happen as well. We just have to be very intentional about what it is that we're doing to make sure that we find what it is that you're looking for. So in a nutshell, that's everything that we're seeing. I sure hope this has been useful. Again, make sure you give this video a like, make sure that you share anywhere that you find this, and thanks for watching.